It's time! We're back, man! Let's get this shit. That is gonna do it. Close that tab. Raptors post-game show. For the first time this season, the Raptors are back in the Scotiabank Arena playing a regular season NBA game for the first time in almost 600 days. They overcharged the heck out of the prices of these tickets to have the fans sit and watch what was an absolutely horrible display. I am typically one who finds a lot of the positives of the games, and I'm one that will always say it's preseason, or sorry, it's just one game, and you know, you lose by 50, you lose by 1. At the end of the day, it's one game. You know, you're 0-1. I have always maintained, you know, that sort of theory. You bounce back in the next game, there's always another game. But one thing that I cannot excuse is effort, heart, and fundamentals of playing. If you're out there doing the right things, you're out there working hard, and you know, shots just aren't falling, and you just get beat. You know, sometimes you just get beat. I can live with that. I am a very optimistic Raptors fan as far as I am concerned. I mean, I would think I am a very much an optimistic Raptors fan. I always try to find the bright side of things, especially when they're losing games, because they've been losing a lot in the last 12 months. This game was inexcusable. This game was absolutely inexcusable. The fourth quarter, I'm not gonna let the fourth quarter mask what was an absolutely embarrassing display in front of the home fans. And I was saying earlier in the game, I went on a tirade that, man, teams should band together and refund the tickets from this game, because there was no heart, there was no desire. The Wizards beat us up for, I'd say, 42 minutes of this game. They absolutely owned the paint with 56 points in the paint. They didn't even play particularly well, the Wizards. We held the Wizards to under 100 points. We held the Wizards to under 100 points. That's great. Defensively, you know, we allowed 56 points in the paint. We only had 40 ourselves. But the Wizards shot 45% of the field, which is acceptable. 18.5% from 3. We found a way to be worse. 31% of the field, 20.6% from 3. 7, 4, 34 from three-point land. They turned the ball over more than us. Four times more than us. 23 for them, 19 for us. And we just could not get it going. At one point in the game, we were down by 29 points. We started the game up 5-0. We never led again. The Raptors showed a definitive lack of effort on the court tonight. And, you know, I'm not going to hide behind that one quarter where, you know, we played great in the fourth quarter near the end of it. But other than Scotty Barnes, other than Delano Banton, I seriously felt like nobody really gave a shit out there. I'm also going to say, you know what? Goran Dragic actually had somewhat of a solid night. So I'll give him that. But OG, don't know what happened to him. Van Vliet still hasn't corrected a lot of the things that he had to have worked on in the offseason. And I said in the video yesterday, I said in my video on the main channel yesterday, I said the Raptors have a huge problem. The problem was not having a true big on the roster, and it's going to show up at some point. It showed up tonight. Again, allowing a lot of points in the paint, and our half-court offense was a mixture of bricking wide open threes and taking contested layups, because we had nobody to go to in the paint. The Wizards knew today that they could just camp down, low block, and say, all right, bro, come score a basket. I dare ya. And we had no answers. The shots weren't falling from 3. Maybe they would on another day. But on the interior, we took a lot of very ill-advised shots. So you put it in a bit of a euphemism. Taking a triple contested fadeaway skyhook is not going to go in. Taking a reverse, like around the world type of layup with some English, with 2 guys going up with you, is not going to work. And I saw way too much of that. We would take contested shots, like heavily contested shots, absolutely smothered, with like 17 seconds left in the shot clock. We didn't have anybody today who was willing to grab the ball with two hands and just fucking stop for a second. Look around and just tuck it in, hold it for a second, let everybody cool off, and just pass it back to the perimeter. Because we just, every play, quick, bolt in, go for a layup. Oh, it's contested. Turn and heave it back. Turn it over on the perimeter. And we didn't even turn it over as much as them. But the shooting was just absolutely horrendous. I mean, OG was 3 for 17. That was the most efficient player in preseason. Barnes, I thought, was fine. 12, 9, and 3. Sorry, 12, 9. Only 1 assist. That kind of sucks. But I mean, nobody was hitting shots. Gary Trent was 2 for 9. Mihailuk was 1 for 5, 0 for 3 from 3. Boucher was 3 for 10, 1 for 6 from 3. Only 7 threes tonight. And one of them was a Delano Banton half court. Now, I will give credit. Delano Banton looked very good. And he came into the game and Malachi Flynn didn't. So what does that tell you about the rotation? But Banton, I thought he should have checked in sooner. Because watching the third quarter, no effort. Down by like 30 goddamn points. Nobody's out there looking like they give a shit about the game. Throw in the third stringers. Because they're going to value the minutes they have. Maybe they're going to show some effort. And there wasn't any effort in this game until the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. And this is what happened last season. The amount of games we played where we had nothing going for us until the last 6 minutes, but you're down by 20. Sure, make it an 8-point game. Make it look cool on the scoreboard in the end. But where is that earlier? Why don't you start that in the third quarter? Why don't you come out at halftime and not turn over the ball at half court on your first offensive possession coming out of halftime when you clearly just had one of the worst halves you've ever had? Because I don't remember a lot of games being this bad last season. As bad as it was in Tampa, I don't remember a game being this bad. Because again, I'm going to forgive going out there and playing your game, going out there and working hard, and just not coming off on a certain night. I can forgive a bad shooting performance. But to come out here with that effort, to come out here and just let the Wizards own your own paint is inexcusable. And the fact that not enough was changed, that we just kept going to the guys, that we kept just blindly hucking up shots, banging our head into a wall, expecting things to change, expecting any outcome to be different, is so infuriating for me as a Raptors fan. And I rarely lose my cool, when I do these sorts of things. I rarely lose my cool. But today it happened because I can't forgive the way they played tonight. And I can't even imagine the people who paid thousands of dollars on these hiked up MLSE ticket prices just to sit and watch that abysmal display of basketball for 42 minutes before they made it somewhat exciting for the last 6 minutes. It's been almost 600 days since there was a regular season game at Scotiabank Arena. And that is what they treated to fans after really, again, I can't get over the fact that they hiked up the ticket prices to that abhorrent amounts. I can round trip flight to Miami and watch a game in the first bowl for cheaper than it is. I could watch the Raptors versus Miami. I could round trip flight, sit in the first bowl, and watch that game, and that's cheaper than going to a game where the Raptors are playing at home and sitting in the first bowl. Incredible, incredible. I don't have, again, I'm gonna go. Let's look at the Wizards, okay? Because did anybody have an outrageous performance? No, other than Montrezl Harrell, who was 9 for 11 from the field. Other than that, nobody had a good game on the Wizards. But their two centers combined for, Gaffer went 3 for 3 from the field, and Montrezl Harrell went 9 for 11. And, the positionless game, I'm all for it. But I do believe there needs to be one big on the roster who can combat that sort of play. Because it won't happen every night. But there are going to be games where you're getting beat up in the paint and you just want a nice anchor in the paint to rely on to come in and shut up shop in the paint. We didn't have that. We had no answers. We had plan A and no plan B. We hammered plan A for 48 minutes. It didn't work for 42 of them. And that was so frustrating to watch. But let's look at the positives. Okay? Let's look at the positives. Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes. You can't see it. The green screen. Scotty Barnes played well. Took some dumb shots at times, but overall I played well. Delano Banton was great. Delano Banton was great. There you go. Those are your positives. Actually, you have a third one. This is game 1. There are 81 games to go. I'm in the heat of the moment. We make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. I'm in the heat of the moment. I just watched this, and I'm not happy. I'm going to come out on Amateur Sports. I'm going to calm down. I'm going to make a video. And I'm going to tell you in that video why you do not need to panic. Because it's one game. And it's a retool season. It's a transition season. And Messiah said it's going to be hard sometimes. But overall, I got to see effort. And I said I don't really care about the win-loss as long as there's effort and as long as there's individuals improving their game. I didn't see enough of that tonight, and that needs to change. But again, that is 1 of 82. We are going to come back. Just remembered, I think we're playing the Celtics next. Fuck. Celtics on Friday. Fuck. We got the Celtics on Friday. They have our number, typically. But let's bounce back. Let's come out and show some effort. Watch the tape. Let Nick Nurse tear into these guys. And come back and be better. I don't care if you win that game, but be better. Give me something to cheer about. Because if I wasn't hosting a show, if I didn't run Raptors content, I sure as hell would have shut off that game. I'm sure a lot of people did. And with that, I'll see you guys next time for another video. Make sure you're watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/amateursports. The link is in the description for all of these watch-alongs. Enjoy the fun live instead of having to watch it on the Clips channel.